Hi there, Sandy Freshy here, back with another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are continuing our conversation about intuition and human design. And I want to just open this up by saying that what we're talking about here can be kind of like apples and oranges because, I work with a lot of people who are sensitive. They identify as sensitive or empathic or intuitive or psychic. And certainly they are experiencing that aspect of themselves, right? And maybe you are or identify with one or more of those types of ways of knowing. And when we start mixing like these terms, like highly sensitive person and intuitive person and empathic person, all of those things into a system like human design, it's kind of like the terminology sometimes doesn't fit. So, what I want to say about how to identify the kind of intuitive that you are, or what you are intuitive about, is that we all are human, therefore, we all have the human genome, which is symbolically represented in the human design chart. And therefore, we all have whatever humans have the capacity and potential to experience, and that includes intuition. So, sometimes that intuition is inconsistent, sometimes it's consistent, depending on the mechanics of the individual chart. And I want to encourage you to kind of let go of a lot of these labels. I know we have labels in human design too: your energy type, your authority, all of those labels, your gates, your channels, right? And when you start to get caught up in all of the terminology around what kind of intuitive are you, and are you empathic, are you this, are you that, it sort of cuts you off from the capacity to really experience the fullness of what it means to be human. All humans are intuitive. All humans have the capacity to have empathy. All humans have this capacity to have a sixth sense, sixth or seventh or eighth sense. And a lot of it depends on what you develop, where your consciousness level is, what your interest is in developing certain aspects of your human capacity and human potential. And when you start to hone in on, well, I'm this kind of an empath or I'm this kind of an intuitive, sometimes that can be really helpful. And sometimes it can really put you in a box. And I don't want you to be in a box, right? If you can use clues about your human design chart to kind of settle in and relax and give yourself permission to expand in a certain way, then that is so awesome. And if you can really hone in on your decision making authority and trust that, that is your foundation for your intuition and knowing what to do about it, as I mentioned in the previous video. So don't get too caught up in the kind of intuition that you have. Don't get too caught up in, am I an empath? Am I a sensitive? Am I whatever? Am I a psychic? What do I have? Clairaudience? Do I have clairsentience? Do I have clairolfactance? That will be shown to you as you develop your own sense of self-awareness, of this ability to observe yourself. You will begin to discern what it is that maybe you have the interest to expand into, or what comes to you at certain times, what is consistent about your knowing of let's go back to that definition. your ability to understand something without conscious reasoning. Often that's an immediate ability to understand something with conscious reasoning. You will be able to see how that works in your life. You'll be able to see whether or not that conscious reasoning, that ability to understand is there all the time in a certain way, or whether it just is brought out of you by certain people or at certain times of the year. So there is a video that my teacher Karen Curry Parker did on intuition and human design. It's a very extensive video. It's actually based on a lot of the advanced material that she taught us in my human design training. And it's here on YouTube, so I'm going to find it for you and post it in the links below. And if you want to kind of delve into it just for your own mental understanding, to inspire you, go and do that. And I want to invite you, after you do that, to go ahead and get back into the observer aspect of your life. Get back, put your mind back up there or back in the back seat as your passenger, and just observe how you experience these different aspects of your design. So I think in the next video, I'm probably going to talk a little bit about some of the less understood aspects of intuition and how that relates to the chart. So I'd love to know how you experience your own intuition, and I'd go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And also, you know, if you don't feel like you're very intuitive, what do you feel gets in the way of that? Okay, so until the next time, be well.